I think I kind of need to do this for myself because I don't know these shlokas myself, and yeah, it's helpful. I'm just, one second, I'm just trying to get the link for this live video so that I could put it in the group for anybody who wants to watch. There, got the link. Alright, now I'm just sharing it into the group. Bam. Okay. Now let me share my screen. Alright, so I'm not going to be giving like much of an explanation, just very basic what the words mean. And yeah, so this is from the very end of the chapter, chapter 13, Madhya-khaṇḍa of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Right after Mahaprabhu delivers Jagai and Mādhāi. Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. So this is the last concluding verse right here. Henô-mate Jagai-Mādhāi henô-mate Jagāi-mādhāi-paritrāṇa kôrilā Śrī Gauracandra jagatera prāṇa. So henô means such, mate in this way. So in this way, Jagai-Mādhāi-paritrāṇa, Jagai and Mādhāi's deliverance. He delivered. Kôrilā. Oh yeah, sorry. So it's paritrāṇa kôrilā. Henô-mate Jagai-Mādhāi-paritrāṇa kôrilā. Śrī Gauracandra, let me just read all these verses once and then I'll explain them. Okay, we'll go through the whole sling. And also, just so you know, we only have to memorize the verses that are in bold, but if you feel inspired, you can memorize all the verses. So, henô-mate Jagai-Mādhāi-paritrāṇa kôrilā Śrī Gauracandra jagatera prāṇa sabāra kôribô Gauracandra se uddhāra vyatirikta Vaiṣṇava-nindaka vyatirikta Vaiṣṇava-nindaka durācāra śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more. And this is from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Mahārvimanat swakrita-dhimadren nangshatyu, oh God, that's difficult. Nangshatyadurad api śūlapāṇi. Okay, got it. Henô Vaiṣṇava-ninde ĵadi sarvagya hoy, se janera adhapata sarva shastre koy, sarva mahaprayashchita je krishnera nam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho namilaye trāṇa, parma puranar e parama vachan, prema bhakti hoy iha kôrilā palan. Satang sindanamna paramam-aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamusahate tadvigarham. Sorry, let me redo that. No, we'll go over it again. So, henô-mate, in this way, Jagai-Mādhāi-paritrāṇa kôrilā. Śrī Gauracandra, he paritrāṇa kôrilā, he delivered Jagai and Mādhāi. Which Gauracandra? Who is that Gauracandra? He is the jagatera prāṇa. He is the life and soul of the universe. Sabāra kôribô Gauracandra se uddhāra. Gauracandra, he will deliver uddhāra kôribô, he will deliver uddhāra kôribô, sabāra, to everybody. Sabāra kôribô Gauracandra se uddhāra. That is, everyone except vyatirikta. Vyatirikta means aside from the Vaiṣṇava-nindakas. Those, the criticizers of Vaishnavas. Ninda means criticism, nindaka means a criticizer. So those who criticize Vaishnavas, those durācāra, those sinful persons, durācāra. Okay, now this is the verse that we're supposed to memorize. Śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare, bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more. So śūlapāṇi refers to Lord Śiva, who holds the trident. Śūla means trident, Pani means hand or holding, So he who holds the trident, Lord Śiva. Sama means same. So it's almost like English. Sama is Sanskrit, same is English. Okay, so those who are on an equal level of even śūlapāṇi, Lord Śiva, ĵadi, if bhakta-nindā kare, if he ninda kores, if he criticizes the bhaktas, then Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam gives pramāṇa, gives evidence that śīghra more, that person will die. Tathāpiha means still. So even somebody on the same level as Lord Śiva, ĵadi, if he criticizes devotees, then tathāpiha, still, even still, śīghra more, even though he's on the same level as Śiva, still he will śīghra more. He will śīghra, very quickly, more, die. He'll be destroyed. So śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare, bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more. Let's try saying this 5 times. Śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare, bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more. 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 If a person, even on the level of Lord Śiva, blasphemes a devotee, then, as evidenced in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he still very soon withers and dies. Tathāpiha means still. Śīghra, very quickly, more, perishes. Now this is the evidence, the Bhagavata-pramāṇa, the evidence from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is, so let's say, Mahadvimanat svakrita dimadrin nangshyatyaduradh api-śūlapāṇi. This is, what is his name? King Rahugana? This is after he realized that he made an offense to Jada-bharat, that Jada-bharat was no ordinary person. So he says, even if I were as strong as Lord Śiva, I shall be vanquished without delay due to my offense at the lotus feet of a Vaiṣṇava. Henô means such, so henô-Vaiṣṇava, if such a Vaiṣṇava, ninde, if one criticizes, ĵadi, even if sarva-gya hoy, even if he's, hoy means he is, even if he's knowing everything, sarva-gya, all gya, knowledge, even if he knows everything. And in Srila Bhakti-siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Anubhashya, he says that the sarva-gya means one who has achieved all perfection. So even somebody who's achieved all perfection, if that person, ninde, if that person criticizes henô-Vaishnav, such a Vaishnav, then se janer adapat, that person who criticized, who even though he knows everything, has achieved all perfection, se janer, that person's adapat, fall down. Adapat, that person will fall down. Sarva shastre koi, all the scriptures declare this. That's the verdict. Koi means they say. Okay. henô-Vaiṣṇava-nindaka jesdi sarvagya hoy, se janera adhapata sarva shastre koy. Okay, so now this is another verse that we're supposed to remember. Sarva mahaprayashchita je Krishnera nam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho namilaye trāṇ. So Krishna's name, Krishner Nam, when Krishner means Krishnas. That's how you make something plural in Bengali. So Krishna's name, J, which is the Sarva Mahaprayashchita. It is the Mahaprayashchita, the greatest means of atonement, of all kinds of atonement, Sarva, of all Mahaprayashchita, the greatest atonement, that name of Krishna, Krishna's name, Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho. So that person, seho, who does Vaiṣṇava-aparādha, na milaye trāṇ. Not milaye, he will receive trāṇ. So even Krishna's name will not deliver that person. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, to that person, to that seho, to that person who commits Vaiṣṇava-aparādha, na milaye trāṇ. Harinam will not deliver him. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho na milaye trāṇ. We'll do it 5 times. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho na milaye trāṇ. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho na milaye trāṇ. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho na milaye trāṇ. Sarva Mahaprayashchita Jai Krishnaranam, Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho na milaye trāṇ. Krishna's name, which is the ultimate atonement, does not deliver one who offends a Vaishnav. Parma Puraner e Parama Vachan. These topmost words of Parma Puran. Prema Bhakti hoy, iha kôrilā palan. Iha means this Parama Vachan, these supreme words of Padma Puran. Iha refers to that. If somebody, kôrilā palan, if somebody follows these, palan kôrilā, if someone follows these, then prema bhakti hoy. Then that person will have prema bhakti. That person will attain prema bhakti. So Padma Puranar e Parama Vachan, prema bhakti hoy, iha kôrilā palan. These words of Padma Puran, prema bhakti will happen if these are followed. Kôrilā palan. So what are these words from Padma Puran? Here it is. This is the 3rd shloka that we need to memorize. The verse, this meter is, what is it called? I forgot the name of it. Shikarini, I think. Shikarini, it's the same meter as Nityanandashtakam and also Manashiksha. And these are the 2 first lines of the verse. And this, the 10 offenses to the holy name. So this is the first offense to the holy name. And the second 2 lines is the second offense to the holy name. And then, Padma Puran goes through all the 10 offenses. So the meter is like this. Da 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 da. So satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. And I actually couldn't find a good word for this. I found one word for word, but it didn't seem very proper. And I fixed it a little bit, but I don't know Sanskrit, so I'm not sure about all of these words. But I'll just give basically what I understood. So satam ninda. Satam refers to the pure devotee. Satam ninda, criticism of the pure devotee. Namna, of the holy name, it is the paramam aparādham. The param, the parama, the supreme, like the greatest aparādham, offense, vitanute, it produces. So this satam ninda, this criticism of devotees, produces, vitanute, the paramam aparādham, the supreme offense, the greatest offense to namna, to the holy name. So yata, that person who katim yatam, who's always katim, who's always making the glories of the holy name known, who's always glorifying the holy name, who's broadcasting the glories of the holy name. So to that person who's doing that, katam, how sahate, how can harinam sahate, how can harinam tolerate tad vigarham, that such blasphemy. Tad means that, and vigarham means blasphemy. I think vigarham means blasphemy. This is the word I wasn't sure about. I couldn't find it in a dictionary, but I think it means blasphemy. So satam ninda, offenses to the satam, to the pure devotee. Vitanute produces the paramam aparādham, the greatest offense to Shri Harinam, to Namna. Yata, that person, kyatim yatam, who is engaged in kyatim, in glorifying and spreading the glories of the holy name, to that person, katam, how, sahate, sahate means tolerates. How could harinam, I think maybe is referring to that, to harinam, I don't know, I'm guessing. How can harinam tolerate tad vigarham, that blasphemy? So let's do this verse, we'll say this verse 5 times. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. One last time. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yata kyatim yatam katamu sahate tarvigarham. I messed up that last time. Anyhow, let's just try going through all these verses now that I've explained them a little bit, and we'll just repeat all these verses in a flow. Actually, maybe I'll read the translation just once through, and then I'll say all the verses through. In this way, Śrī Gauracandra, the life and soul of the universe, delivered Jagai and Mādhāi. Gauracandra will deliver everyone except those sinful persons who blaspheme Vaiṣṇavas. If a person, even on the level of Lord Śiva, blasphemes a devotee, then, as evidenced in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he still very soon withers and dies, even though he's on the same level as Lord Śiva, śūlapāṇi-sama. And here's the evidence from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I'm reading the ślokas. Even if I were as strong as Lord Śiva, I shall be vanquished without delay due to my offense at the lotus feet of a Vaiṣṇava. Even if an all-knowing person, one who's achieved all perfection, sarva-gyāhoy, blasphemes a Vaiṣṇava-ninde, he certainly falls down. This is the verdict of all scriptures. Sarva shastrikoi. All scriptures say this. Krishna's name, which is the ultimate atonement, the Mahaprayaschitta, does not deliver one who offends a Vaishnava. One who honors the following confidential words of the Padma Puran will attain ecstatic love of God. Blaspheming saintly persons produces the most grievous offense to the holy name. How can Sri Namprabhu tolerate blasphemy of those who propagate the glory of Harinam? Actually, I'll say those who propagate his glories. That's better. Of those who propagate his glories. There. I'll fix that in the group. Okay. henô-mate. Sorry, now I'm going to just say the Bengali through and the Sanskrit. henô-mate Jagai-Mādhāi-paritrāṇa kôrilā Śrī Gauracandra jagatera prāṇa sabāra kôribô Gauracandra se uddhāra vyatirikta Vaiṣṇava-nindaka durācāra śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more mahadvimanat svakrita-dimadrin nangshatyadurad api śūlapāṇi henô-Vaiṣṇava-ninde ĵadi sarvagya hoy se janera adapata sarva shastre koi sarva mahaprayaschitta jai krishnera nam Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho namilaye trāṇa parma puranir parama vachan prema bhakti hoy iha kôrilā palan satam nindā namna paramam-aparādham vitanute yatha-kyatim yatam katamusahate tarvigarham. Oh God, I messed up again. Let's try this again. Satam nindā namna paramam-aparādham vitanute yatha-kyatim yatam katamusahate tarvigarham. Okay, I'm going to do all these shlokas on the, what is it called? Quizlet. And so I'll say all these verses, I'll repeat all these verses on Quizlet, and you can listen to them, as many times as you want. So I'm personally going to try to memorize all these verses. So you're free to do that also. But if you don't want to, if that's too much, which, yeah, it's a lot of verses, then you can just memorize this one. śūlapāṇi-sama ĵadi bhakta-nindā kare bhāgavata-pramāṇa tathāpiha śīghra more. This one. And then sarva mahaprayaschitta jai krishnera nam Vaiṣṇava-aparādha seho namilaye trāṇa. And then this one. Satam nindā namna paramam-aparādham vitanute yatha-kyatim yatam katamusahate tarvigarham. Alright. So I'm going to end this video now. Ooh, there's somebody there. Cool. Who's that? I don't know who's watching, but anyhow, thanks for joining me in this. And I actually kind of made this video more for myself because it's a lot easier to memorize a verse if I have to explain it. So I don't actually know any of these verses by heart yet, but this will help me memorize them. Alright, so hopefully maybe this evening I can I'll send in our group the Quizlet link for these slokas, which I'll make that. If you haven't seen Quizlet, it's a really cool app. It works on your web browser or it works on your phone, and you can see, you can do all sorts of things on it. You'll see. I'll send you the link and you can test it out. And yeah, it makes it really fun and easy to memorize things. Alright, Jai Shri Radhe Haribol.